Hello and welcome to another little go at PlayerUnknown Battleground. Now, I'm doing something slightly different. It's as likely to go as poorly as the normal solo runs, but as you can see in the top left, I'm in a team of one, admittedly, but we are in squad rather than solo alone. Because I just want to see how it goes. A lot of people in squad aren't quite as solo sneaky, as obviously to an extent, as you are in normal solo. They're a bit more open to running around. You're really bloody close. That's not good. Do we have anything in here? Don't have a gun. Oh, that's problematic. So where did that lad go? Or did he just get kicked out? I'm going to leave you there. Because I'm not overly fussed about simply punching an AFK guy to death. Well, I need a gun. And time at the moment I'm considering to be a bit more important than a few points for an AFK kill. So I'm used to picking up at least a pistol or a basic gun there when I come down. That's another thing, is with it being a squad map, people are most likely to be... We only have a single... We do only have a single set of bullets. But yes, they're where people drop into and where they tend to go early on tends to be a little different. So you also get the fact that a few of the sort of solo or two-person friendly drop locations aren't prioritized as much, so you get a bit more freedom if you are alone on where you want to go. It is significantly, offset by the fact that if you find anyone, you're going to be being shot at by 2, 3, or 4 people, and you're going to just be yourself. So there's issues with it as well, but it's also quite entertaining. So now, peripheral bits and pieces are nice and all, but we want an actual gun. How far around does the map go? It's not too bad, so we're going to continue on sort of the way we're going. But I'm far more used to it getting a bit better loadout from those few drops there. I'm not saying that it could fit out a squad happily, but it would. I'm used to getting at least a passable selection for one person from those couple bits there. So it's a bit of a shame. And what I personally go with as the worst pistol isn't really filling me with confidence, as will be, as stated, running into more than one person at once. Going in this mode where you're going up against multiple people, most likely in any sort of firefight, does mean... There's a gun. That's better. I have a bit more... I don't really want the 7.62s. Let's put a couple of these on just to start with. Drop that. I don't want you. Now, do we... I think we will swap. We won't do it like that, though. We'll take the bits off. But we will swap pistols, because I don't like that one. Now we'll check the other building out. Now that's a bit better. We have a scope and we have a rifle. But few more bits would be quite nice. Hat would be quite useful, as would a flash hider or preferably suppressor for the rifle. But we can all hope. Right. What have we got in here? Not too much interesting. I know I like picking up grenades, and I haven't really used any of them to great effect just yet. Where do we want to go? Now that's a bit good for wanting to go there just yet on our own, but we might have to at least scope it a little bit, see if anyone's gone into it yet, because we need more stuff. That's given us a basic loadout, but I would have expected that sort of stuff from the first couple of houses we went to. So I just want to have a quick look at a house, see if we can get a bit. The angle's not too good, I can't really see the internal doors from there. There's a lot of fighting over what's probably around that crate drop on the left there, as it's not too much of a distance from the that apartment set, the school and the other bits around there that people like dropping in on. But, you know, this sort of game mode, going 1v whatever groups, it's just entertaining, even, and as we're not exactly likely to be able to do a flat win in the I'm not certain, I can't hear footsteps there. It seemed like it kept going longer than mine did. Maybe it's not. Right. It's an SMG, that's not really... And that's a vehicle. Faint though. Right. Need to try it. We need more stuff. This isn't a good way of finding more stuff. There's nothing here. It's no good. We actually need more stuff when we look for more stuff. The only problem with these kinds of houses as well is there's no really additional ways out. Hat's nice and all, but it's really the firepower side of things that we're concerned with at this moment in time. And that's one thing we don't appear to be getting at all. There's a mild annoyance. Because with the sheer amount of buildings and bits that we've gone through so far, I would have expected. That's plain. I am at the moment just waiting to get shot at from an unseen direction, really, because I'm having to go through more of this little block than I was hoping to get away with. And there's just nothing here. I'm used to a lot more from these sorts of houses. As I say, the sheer number of buildings we've gone through now, especially as they appear to not have been pre-looted, which is something that could happen quite a bit. And there's just absolutely bugger all. Right, let's get out of it. Go that way, I think, into some hills and some hidey spaces if we can get over there. So we do have to cross the road, but we do not want to go leftwards just yet. There's a load of people over there we know. There was shooting, and there has been a crate in that direction also. So it's quite likely they've had reasonable equipment. Now I have died once to running through the red bit, but I've done so a few times, or quite a few times, without it being an issue whatsoever, so we'll see. Plus we're not too far from the building, we might make it inside anyway. Might have been better to stand up, Bun, you are a bit quicker. I'm going to need to anyway to get over the little wall. Another 4x scope for our amazing backup weapon that we don't actually have. Not too happy with our stuff at the moment, I have to admit. Another first aid, but we've got what? Very small amount of boost, small amount of health, poor vest, poor hat, single gun without a huge amount of ammo. Where do we really want to go? Maybe we just go up to this one, start off with. But I can't say I'm happy with the amount of stuff we've found, especially considering the amount of buildings and bits we've gone through looking for stuff, which is not filling me with confidence for engaging a squad of people at some point. Time. Yep, the best for the first attempt at this one on. And nothing. It's a shirt. I don't really want a shirt. And so to an extent I'd be relatively happy just with more ammo for the weapon, but so some G1, there we go. Right, pick up that as well, drop that one. It does have some use now. Which do I prefer? I prefer that one, quite honestly. You go away. As we don't have really more than one weapon, I prefer this one. Now where do we want to go? Let's carry on, I think. I may stop in this bit and have a bit of a peek at that set of houses. It's not a brilliant bush for doing this with. Right, shut doors mostly. Can we see anyone else running around? But yeah, if we're only carrying one gun, having one which has a auto rather than burst. The M16 definitely has a bit of use at a bit more range, especially when you're nicely inaccurate like myself. That burst is quite useful. But we don't have the ammo to run both of them. And if I was going to pick one of those two, it's this one. Right. Keeping a nice eye out. Doesn't mean I'll actually see anyone, as there's a really open field and they can get me from quite a way away. And I'm not doing well with the doors again. Seem to like doors, don't I? Doors and aiming. Still, bugger all. Right, let's leave some of the buildings open. It means people will be a bit less cautious about coming in if they... Now, I know that makes it better if we'd started with the other one, but right, it also means we'll swap this over and use this. So as we're now going to be using that one for range rather than otherwise. However, Short range shotgun is not to be sniffed at, really, as we'll use the other one for long. Not liking being out in the open. That was just a what's it one. Don't need to look at that. There's nothing else up on the roof. Now that I will shut though. We want the downstairs stuff. So out external downstairs doors open for them to let them think it's looted and unoccupied. Let people be a little bit less. Now it's all 3, isn't it? Right. So where do we want to go? That's really open, and I've not been around this bit too much to know what that ground's like. But we might do so. We want to go the correct direction. Yeah. Not gone this way too frequently, so I'm not as familiar with what the ground's like around here. And now, as much as grabbing the drop would be nice, with no one else to keep an eye out in a squad match, that would be remarkably risky. Okay, we've got... Okay, I like the possibility of looking into these yellow ones, because I wouldn't have thought... it's over there, so that's a little way away. We've got a bit of distance, but yeah, no, no, people, as I was going to say. I wouldn't think people will stay in these buildings, but they may well go through them. And if I had a suppressor, I might take a few pot shots at them, but at range with just a rifle and my accuracy, with 4 of them, not just yet. So we're still in circle, so it's concerning. We are going to have people coming up behind us, so we need to find somewhere passable to chill. But for the moment, we're going to have a quick look and see if they bugged out of these buildings early due to that drop, and see if there is anything interesting in there. However, I wouldn't have thought so too much. However, I don't have anywhere interesting to sit and pick people off, and with no muzzle attachment at all. The flash hider at least gives them makes finding where you are awkward, even if it's still extremely obvious. Here's one. They dropped a bloody 8. They really didn't go through this properly, did they? So the flash is useful. And that's a vehicle. Or is it a plane outside my own window? That might be a plane outside my own window. You may not be able to hear that one. Alright, I'm just going to go over a little bit and hit the floor. And swap the 8 on... No, wrong weapon. There we go, take that one off. Don't want the 4 on the shotgun either. Right. And it gives us some possibility for long range, that. You just need a much better position than this to use it, because they'll be able to hear us, but they won't be able to a certain extent, see us with the flash. So there's people in that direction. Shall we go in that direction and see what we can see? I think we do. So we need to find something with a reasonable amount of cover, and I'm not too fussed about being inside a building on my own. There's people over on that hill. Just give me a moment. Yeah, noisy bugger. And I definitely didn't zero that in properly. He's further away. So all we did is get a hit on that. Hold on. How's that? It's gone. Right. A couple of... Just going to stay still. See where they go. If they keep going, I'm not... that's fine. Well, we got someone. I don't think we're going to get the other one of them, somehow. And that is definitely exceedingly noisy. And there's people just here side of that hill, quite possibly. Now, he has at least one chap still with him after the... Oh, crap. I need a much better position than this. This bush ain't good enough to do this with, I don't think. And the chap from over there is going to be coming like this way, and I may not really be able to see him very well. As well as that, we've not really got a brilliant side angle either. They got people like nothing covering our... Ew. Right, we know there is going to be someone coming from this way, so that is the initial concern. There he is over there. Just over the ridgeline, just before the blue bit. Let's see him, see if... too much bush. Cover's not brilliant for this. One out of what, 3 or 4 there's not a lovely, happy number. Not fond of that kind of hit rate. Also, he's a bit far away to see him just run around a little. There you are. Yeah, I think we're getting too close. I think we'll see him properly anymore. Slight annoyance. And we're running into the issue of other people being able to see us from here because we had those couple of vehicles. Is he coming back this way, or is he? No. This is very risky. This is probably not the best of ideas. Is he in that bit there? I think he is. So do we move over to the tree? I think we do. It's hard cover rather than soft. The angle's not as good and the visuals aren't quite as good. I don't know if there is. Is that a guy? That is a guy. He's behind a tree there. I didn't actually grab the right shot on him. Concern with this is other people coming up from the side rather than anything else. He's behind the tree now. I didn't... looking around meant he got out. He's away. What are we down to? We've got 15 left. I might need to swap to a 4 soon because this is getting quite short. And the 8 might be a bit too zoom. Really. So I think he just found some people in those buildings, personally. I think we maybe just stay here. My only concern with this bit is if someone comes from that way, if they moved up to those houses for this circle and they come across when this one actually shorts. So is there a better spot? Yeah. Apart from lying in the grass, the bushes aren't large enough to try a... that one might be, but it's right in the open otherwise, and there's no additional cover around it. So there are people, there's someone there running across between the buildings. This one doesn't seem to do enough damage straight up. I'm just going to pop this for a moment, in case anyone comes from my left. Yeah, this one doesn't do enough damage like a proper sniper does. We're actually going to need to move forward anyway, aren't we? Shit, crap. Let's go over here. This isn't a proper hide. This is more, it's a bush, please don't look at it too hard. Okay, we're going to have to move. I am actually comfortable with that idea in a relative sense. It means there's not going to have too many people towards us, and it also means that house over there will need to also leave. Now, would have expected people from that direction, unless they're just over the ridge. If anyone had moved over to those houses, they would have come into the circle by now. So, we've got 9 people. That's not a huge amount. There's a set here. We know that one. We've seen them and heard them. Not brilliant. Is that, however, how many? I don't know. And then there's also going to be some up there. The best case scenario is if it's 4 teams, they see each other, and then we just pick off a few. Ooh, there are some people. So they came in late. That's not brilliant for me. And we've got too much bush for this to be pleasant. I didn't see where the other guy's gone. So back to auto. So I can see one of them. I still can't see his mate. Did he stop and heal up then? It would look like. Now, that means those two, like the others that are around, are definitely not full teams, or at least there could only possibly be one full team. So there's someone in the bush. No, he's moved further right. Okay, that's okay. We need to move 2 by that bush. Getting pots a bit, which means someone else is able to see them. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I was expecting that. I couldn't get cover from the side and keep those 2 in. That's irritating. But, and yeah, I should have swapped to a 4 if I was going to get that close to them, or even just taken it off so I could get better aiming on the gun and actually taken some shots on those 2, which would have freed up the cover options with getting shot from the side, because I don't think those 2 had actually seen me. They were cover from elsewhere, and it was the elsewhere that was shooting at them that got me. So it's not, I'm not too unhappy with that as a first run against entire teams, although our equipment was in the end quite passable once we hit that 8 times especially. So yeah, interesting, and we're going to do a few more of these.